Greetings, welcome back to my channel. This is a very special Sunday edition. I'm normally on here just 6 days a week, but I am moved to share something today called being the God human. Being the God human. And I mean, all of our talks here refer to this because that's what Kundalini awakenings are bringing us towards, or they're leading us in that way. But for me, this began with, I was just painting a picture and I decided to remove Dear Buddha from my room. I'll probably be having a Buddha sale soon. And so the reasoning behind that is feng shui and the energies I'm trying to create in my space. And when I realized how many Buddhas I had, and I love Buddha, but the story of Buddha is that Buddha left his wealth and his wife and his child and gave up everything and went and, you know, had his journey of enlightenment. And the story goes on of, you know, sharing this journey, simple meditations. Now, I don't know the whole story. That's the only part of the story that I know and that has become popular. Whether he did this last part, I'm not sure, but not to my knowledge. And that is, you know, that is one half of the journey, right? To separate ourselves from our inheritance, our human inheritance, our families, and to go away from them and discover God. And discover this energy in us, this awareness, this truth of who we are, this beauty, this bliss that is also, you know, the thing that doesn't seem to fit with reality anymore, and why the Kundalini experience can be so challenging, and that's on re-entry. So that the other half of the journey and the most difficult part, and the one that I actually, you know, am here to serve in, is the awakening happens all by itself. That's God coming in, reminding you that you're divine, and sending your body this shock of remembrance of how much you can really hold. And even it's just giving you a little taste. It's not even giving you the whole taste yet, because now your journey is integrating that into your human. Going back into all the places that you had to run from in your enlightenment journey, in your awakening, and to be by yourself. And now the quest, the journey is to bring that back, not necessarily like a teacher to everyone, but back in your physical body. Embody all that, live the light that you felt, that you feel, live it, and do it with your family. That's the hardest part. So if the end of the story was, then Buddha came home and became the best king and the best husband and the best father, because he was a God human, because he had this experience and then he saw how to come and make his life and his people's life better, because he saw a greater vision. He didn't just hold it inside, and he didn't just give it to other seekers, which is one part of the journey. It is an important part. I'm not downplaying that. But the rest of the story is to bring it home. So a lot of people don't want to hear that part because they're at the beginning. They don't want to go home yet. And that's fine. It can be years or decades in some cases, or lifetimes in some cases, before you're ready to take it home. But a lot of us are here to do that in this lifetime, to go through that separation, that return to God, stay in our body, and return that gift to our partners, our children, our closest families, and then our community and the larger community. I mean, the world is kind of desperate for a good king, so to speak, a righteous ruler. Not just one, but everyone. All the men to be good kings. Not to fight for one throne, but knowing that each has a throne. Each is sitting on a throne now. in the realm of our lives, and good queens. We need good kings and good queens. Sitting as a divine human, having had the amazing experience, and now bringing it back into the day-to-day, into your homes, into your careers, into your lineage, right? And that's how we heal forward and back. Sorry, Sunday is kind of my down day. Yeah, so that's the challenging part, is how does this once only human, that we thought it was once only human, it's always been human divine, but the fall is the forgetfulness, right? Or puberty is, in the case of the video I talked about, you know, when our Kundalini is deactivated after we're young. If, you know, most of us have it activated, or before we came into this body, and then this body became like a shield or a veil, and a difficult one at that. And the veil is like, you kind of can think of it in the interstitial void, the space between everything in us. It's like that's where the forgetfulness came in, almost like a gas, right? This atmosphere has acted that way, but Kundalini pierces that. It reacquaints us with the spiritual nature that lives in us, in the void. And so then, to allow that to teach our atoms and our cells and our molecules, and that's why I love to do DNA upgrades, which is really just talking to your body, learning to talk to your body. Hey, we're going to take these ideas, these understandings of God consciousness into all of our body cells, from our pineal gland, the master gland. We're going to drop that down into the brain, the nervous system, the spine, into all the muscles and tissues, into all the glands, so they understand how to respond differently and begin to produce a higher frequency hormone, God hormone. So we can sustain ourselves mentally and emotionally and continue to hold the frequency, which is really just holding thought patterns. Our brain has to be able to understand, right? We have to be able to mentally hold, and then the rest of our body has to be able to respond and hold that. So it's a learning process for all our muscles and tissues. It's actually a great time when you're waking up again to study anatomy, or to study the body again, because now you're learning the body from a place of, okay, now when this is happening, I can become aware of that spot in my body where I feel the ache or where I feel the discomfort, and I'm aware of its terrain and its territory and what muscles are involved in the sensations that I'm having. And is that normal? Like maybe I'm just feeling the normal sensations of physicality. Because as I said in my aging video, we just weren't aware of our bodies as much before awakening. We were just mostly heads walking around. And we stretched and stuff and we felt them sometimes, but really only when something really bad went wrong. But after awakening, it's like we feel every little nuance. We feel our presence. That's what's uncomfortable, guys. We feel our bodies in their entirety. We feel the weight of gravity. We feel like the poking of our bones in our rib cage, or at least I do. You know, we feel the gurgling of our digestive system. We're aware of every part because our consciousness is in every part of us. That's wholeness for you. And it's like highly uncomfortable sometimes. It's like, I don't want to feel all this stuff. I only want to be unaware of it, and why, you know, numbing out can be rampant because it's difficult. I mean, I have been a big cannabis user through my early awakening, and only later in my life did I start to wean that down and remove it and bring it only in ceremoniously, because I could then suddenly begin to more easily handle feeling my body. tell you, I've been going through this awakening process for decades, so it can be really hard sometimes. And so I can only imagine just suddenly being slammed with the weight of feeling everything. It can feel terrible. It can feel too much. But to expand the thinking and recognize this is a God consciousness. What does it mean to be omnipresent? Okay, it seems overwhelming to think of omnipresent over everything in all of life, but if you're just talking about your being, omnipresent in all of your cells. You're in all your cells. God consciousness, God human. And you can hold yourself up like that. It's quite a thing to chew on. So, yeah, I'm releasing the Buddha archetype because even that story needs to be surpassed. I love the idea that Jesus and Mary Magdalene are partners, alchemical partners, because to me that's how it feels that it ought to be. That we are doing God consciousness in partnership. We are enacting the Mother, Father, God archetype in our relationships. We are co-creating a reality together through love and through presence. It's hard to do that completely alone because you do have to be both parts. I'm playing with making different elixirs. This one is a lotus, rose, cacao mint. Lotus, rose, cacao mint. And then I steamed some cashew milk on it, cold steam. I frothed it. And some honey and a few lavender sprinkles on top. And it's all right. I like the effects and I love honey. And I love making elixirs. Okay guys, I wish you a blessed day. If you're not watching this on Sunday, whatever day you're watching it, you are made for this. You have the capacity to go to the next level in you. It's built into you. So self-trust, trust in the greater space, and bring that into your interstitial void. Bring that into the space between everything in your being. And speak to yourself there. Talk into the void. It's like activate something in your essence. All right, that's all for today. I'll see you next time. Much love to you. Namaste.